Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Home court advantage goes to the Warriors, playing here at the Oracle Arena. You look at San Antonio, they are looking extremely good so far, starting the season on fire, 6 straight wins.
Well, guys, it's go time. These are two teams whose rivalry goes back a ways, and anytime you renew it, fans are in for a treat.
And, you know, it promises to be another testy encounter between them. The build-up to the game has been pretty intense. I think everybody's expecting some volatility on the floor today.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot.
You know, this Golden State team is clearly on the rise, but they're not without weaknesses. Bad turnover differential and free throw differential, both things that have plagued this team.
Puts up the baby hook, and Duncan gets it to go on the assist from Green. And it's 6 points for Duncan. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Thompson outside, and the pass to Iguodala. It's Curry outside. Here's Bogut. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Duncan. 8 feet away, and the Spurs scoring again.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Curry attacking. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Parker kicks to Green. Here's Leonard. Connects from three-point range.
He's got a nice stroke from long range, and you know he's not likely to pass up those opportunities when he gets them.
Here's Bogut. San Antonio with the rebound. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
It seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game. You know, the Spurs culture, really an example for the entire league, and you have to give a lot of credit to head coach Greg Popovich. He demands accountability and execution, while at the same time balancing that with a really great sense of humor and an authentic interest in his players as people, and that goes a long way. And he's got a great leadership team around him, his owner and his general manager. They've been a terrific trio for almost 2 decades now.
Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Green comes in for David Lee. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Outside, Ginobili, and he gets it to go. Ginobili's got himself on the board with 3 there. And Coach Greg Popovich really gets to know his players and his coaches, Steve. The staff goes on a retreat every offseason where they hang out, watch tape, and brainstorm ideas.
Yeah, I actually attended one of those off-season retreats a few summers back, and it was fascinating watching tape with the entire staff, talking about their team. What a great experience.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
For 3, and again, it's the Spurs from deep.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
Too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Spurs out in front. They lead by 11. And we'll be back with you right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs.
And they're doing a fantastic job of finding the open man and getting easy looks.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Barnes and Green, the forward tandem. Livingston is out there with Steph Curry, and it's Spates in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
Spurs were able to take the top seed in the West once again and set themselves up for yet another deep playoff run.
Here is Splitter, following the basket by Stephen Curry.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams. Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Here's Diaw, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. Lee comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Iguodala in for Sean Livingston. San Antonio also making some changes. Green comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Green.
Now that's a moment. Momentum shifter there. Steele leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, great way to capitalize on the turnover. Can't waste any time. Get the ball up the floor.
Here's Iguodala, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
And that one's good. Parker. Well, Tony Parker, an excellent scorer. Creative finisher, certainly inside with a smooth pull-up jump shot from mid-range. Steve, when he gets in the lane, he is dynamite.
And he draws fouls at a very high rate for a point guard. He's so good at initiating contact and then forcing the officials to make a call. And what that does, it gets you free points. It also allows you to set up your defense at the other end.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Duncan comes in for Splitter. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Manu Ginobili. And he gets the bucket. Parker's got 5.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
And Parker really is great from mid-range and in. His three-point shooting a little bit more inconsistent. Some seasons he's shot in the high 30s from out there. Others it's only been in the 20s. But it may be a shot he turns to as he loses some of that elite, elusive quickness.
And the Spurs scoring again.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Lee and the powerful one-handed slam. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
2-for-1 chance here.
Yeah, let's see if they use the clock to their advantage. And as much as we talk about Parker offensively, he's also a solid defender. Never one to gamble for steals, but considering his offensive load, he remains steady at the other end of the floor.
And it's blocked by Duncan. And he's able to get it back.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
And Diaw gets it to go. The assist by Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight.
What an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender, giving up so much size, there's no way he's going to get a hand on it.
Curry's shot is off.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
And that's not going to go. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Spurs lead by 11. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Guys, I'm here with Steph Curry. And Steph, what has the problem been defensively?
We're a step late, I think. And, they made tough shots. We can't take away from that. But for the most part, we have to find a way to guard that line if they're knocking down shots to keep them out the game.
Steph, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
Really an extraordinary game for Green. He has 11 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure that the numbers are going to look even better.
On the floor for San Antonio. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Leonard in at the 3.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
And he gets the bucket.
You know, for a long time, people would think about the Spurs as a slow-it-down team, but we've had an explosive offense the past few seasons.
And a wide-open look for Lee. And it's Golden State with another.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And I think, Kevin, you know, it really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute and help them out.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs, not necessarily a glamour franchise, but maybe the NBA's model franchise. The longest streak of 50-win seasons in league history, 5 championships, and a litany of former Spurs working as head coaches and GMs around the league. Tim Duncan said people aren't envious of their image, but they're envious of how they run things. They get it done, Kevin.
They sure do. Incredible run. Thanks, Doris. Spates checked in for Golden State. Harrison Barnes comes in for Lee. San Antonio also making some changes. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Duncan. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. That's good.
Well, Kawhi Leonard last season, upping his scoring and rebounding rate. He shot over 50% from the field, which is excellent for a perimeter player. I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Spurs leading by 12. The dish to Splitter. Pass to Ginobili. Fires from deep. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. And this may be the season, Steve, the Spurs look to put the ball in Kawhi's hands more, you know, looking to transition him into a larger role offensively.
Well, listen, I mean, it takes a lot of energy to defend the other team's best player and to take on a big offensive role. But Kawhi Leonard's a physical specimen. I mean, this guy is so strong. I think there's a lot further that he can go offensively, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that develops here in the next couple of years.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Golden State. And San Antonio also making a switch. Boris Diaz checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Warriors coach as he addressed his team. He'd like them to concentrate on their transition game to keep the tempo fast and put pressure on the defense in the open court. He also went on to say that he wants to see good movement on the perimeter and plays being run to get their outside shooters open. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backboard. Usually that's a great way to take control of a game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of. Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
You know, the more these three-pointers continue to drop, the more you can sense the frustration coming from this defense.
No question. No matter what they've thrown at him, they've not been able to take that shot away.
And here's Mills. Deflects the pass, and that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
They're fortunate that one was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Good on the shot.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Tony Parker. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Spurs running away with it. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Green.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
It's Lee and Bogut inside. Livingston and Thompson are the guards. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed. Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
Wasted no time on that one. San Antonio leading by 20. Parker outside, and again, it's the Spurs from deep.
This guy knows how to get it done. He knows what he's doing out there. A nice job from the three-point line this half.
Green with a screen for Lee. Easy layup after coming off the pick.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Some changes for Golden State. Iguodala comes in for Green, and Steph Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Thompson outside. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Curry. And the rebound goes to Duncan. For San Antonio, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Another one falls for San Antonio.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Here's Parker.
Well, guys, it seems like the league has been pretty forward-thinking, willing to embrace changes over time, always trying to improve the game. And I think, you know, they actually changed the competition committee over the last couple of years. It used to be every general manager. Now it's made up of 3 owners, 3 general managers, 3 coaches, and a player, which I think is a much more manageable group to work with. And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style, a beat down the entire way.
No good from Bogut.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Spurs.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And at key points in this game, they stayed committed to their brand of basketball. That's why they'll be taking the front end of this 3-game season series against the Warriors.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Parker. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand. Boy, if they could have had this kind of run earlier in the game, it might have made a big difference.
You know, I think a big reason behind the run, Steve, is that they're not getting pressured as much by the defense now that the game's all but finished.
In low to Lee. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And some changes here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
That's good. There's 14 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Bellinelli, and another basket for San Antonio.
Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker.